what kind of year was 2011?
2011 was quite stressful. Yeah,
it's kind of a difficult year.
Yeah, I didn't like it that much. I mean, it was fun writing the record in parts, but a lot of the time it was quite difficult.
Yeah.
And yeah, it just seemed like we weren't touring as much as we usually tour, so that kind of depresses you a little bit when you're not doing your normal routines or whatever. So yeah, it was a bit of a weird year.
And wherein lies the stress then?
Writing in this album.
Yeah, writing this album.
Because
Yeah.
we knew that we wanted to do something really different, and we knew we wanted to push ourselves. And we always had this thing about the third album, and how many bands we love, their third album is like their masterpiece album. And we'd put this huge pressure on ourselves that we have to come up with something that's really fucking good and really such a big jump from other records. So then when we came to write it, we've been talking about this for years. When we come to write it, we were like, oh fuck, we really have to do it now. And it's hard. It's really hard to try and write a great record.
Yeah.
Have you thought about what would have happened if this was your first album?
I think we wouldn't have been able to write
Yeah, we
this
couldn't have
album.
done it.
I think we just had to learn. I think, yeah, some bands can come in and just write like a really great album straight away, but I think we're the sort of band that we've needed to learn and like grow into it.
Yeah.
And we're still, still learning.
Yeah, I mean, when the Stone Roses write an incredible debut record, they'd been a band for like 6 years when they made the album. And we were a band for 7 years when we wrote this album. So it's like, you have to learn, it takes you time. This couldn't have been our first record. Our first record had to be what it was,
Yeah.
to be true to what our band was at that time, you know.
And that's how we've got our fan base, from the beginning. So we've been able to they've come with us, and we've been able to.
Yeah.
So it's cool.
Yeah, with your band, your first album was an instant success. There were a lot of fans immediately, right? Or quite fast. Yesterday, I'll introduce it. Yesterday I was talking to Paul Weller. He has a new album out, and he said back in the day, in our day, you got like 3 shots, and the third album, that was your breakthrough album.
Right.
But these days people don't get people don't get that many chances.
That's true.
Yeah, that really is true. That's exactly
we're very aware of that, and that kind of was part of the reason we
put pressure on ourselves.
On this record. We were like, fuck, man, most people, a lot of bands just don't even get to make 3 records. So if we've got this far, we really owe it to like ourselves and all the people who follow our band and our audience to really fucking go for it, not hold back and just put as many ideas as we possibly can into this record.
I mean, yeah, I think like our first album went down pretty well, but
it wasn't like Mumford & Sons or anything.
No. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, it wasn't exactly. I mean, people are finding out about it now, so yeah, it wasn't exactly a big hit. But that's cool.
I think weirdly, actually, we probably had more instant success in Holland. Maybe
it's just my perception.
And Japan, and Japan maybe as well, compared to the rest of the world, which took much more time. Actually, I think here in Japan it was much quicker impact and much quicker to get
people got it here.
A pretty big fan base than it was in a lot of other places.
Can you already pinpoint why that is?
I got no idea.
I don't know, but it's weird because there's mixed reactions, because a lot of people know maybe our first one, because it was our debut, people noticed it, but like loads of people are like, you made a second record? So yeah, we did.
Yeah, we did interviews in England where people hadn't even realised we made a second album.
I didn't know.
They had no idea. Whereas in Holland, everyone knew that we made a second record.
That can be kind of frustrating, I think, if you're sitting
it was
across
really
someone.
frustrating. I was like insulted when the guy said it to me. I was like, what the fuck? How did you not notice that? I mean, we were playing much bigger shows. But anyway, whatever.
Yeah, I think,
Fuck
those
that
people
guy.
didn't know. Yeah, but whatever.
One thing that was cool actually about us having the faster success in Holland, I actually remember reading an interview with Queens of the Stone Age where they talked about how they're early on in their band's career, that in Holland was the first place that really caught onto them, and they were bigger in Holland before anywhere else. And I thought, well, that's fucking cool, isn't it? If they figured out Queens of the Stone Age and they like us, that's got to be cool.
So we just have a good ear for
you guys,
what's
you're just
good.
ahead of the pack, man.